Hey there, hey there, tubies. It's Aisha. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing our hashtag Friday reads, and we're going to do a quick wrap up of the week. So let's start with the wrap up. For the week, I finished. I'm going to put the pictures here because I read arcs. For my non-arc, I finished Once Ghosted, Twice Shy by Alyssa Cole. This is 2.5 in the Reluctant Royal series. This is Lukatsky's story. She is the royal secretary of wisdom to the prince who will become king, and of this really awesome kingdom in Africa. And his fiance is in school. So they come back to America so that she can be finish school, and that brings Lukoski here. She originally had met someone when they were here in the first book, and she met her through the app, and then the person ghosted her. We never really knew her story. We just saw snippets of it. So this is the quick story. I really enjoyed this. I gave this 5 stars. I really loved it. First of all, let's talk about the studsman on the cover. Oh, fine. And that smirk, just everything. Okay. So I really love this, love the cover, love the story. It's a female romance, and it is Fabiola, who's a Haitian immigrant, who, when she met Lukoski, had her dream life right there in the palm of her hand, and then something happened in her family where she had to let her dreams go and focus on doing what she needed to do. And part of that meant letting go of this person that she met and thought this person was the one. And the two of them were heartbroken, and Fabiola moved on, and Lukoski made this list of things that she was going to do to get rid of Fabiola from her heart and focus forward on the future. First of all, I'm absolutely loving the fact that Lukoski is a amazing dresser. Like the discussion of her outfits and her just studsman for life. Can you tell I liked her? Definitely a 5-star read. If you have not read the Reluctant Royal series, you definitely need to pick it up. I do wish we had more from the story, though. It was a short book, and I really wanted more, although the way it ended was great. And I love the little snippets we get of the other couples in there. Then I read an arc, which was, I'm going to put a cover here. This is the Sheiks. I have my planner here with all the books that I read. The Sheik's Surprise Here by Leslie North. Absolutely enjoyed this. This was one of the first times that I read one of those romances where it talks about white American girl meeting and marrying and falling in love with an Arab prince. And the culture is actually in the book. Generally, when they write those books, the Arab prince really isn't very Muslim, really isn't, the country really isn't there very Arab. It's very westernized, and the girl slides right in and has no problem. This one, they talk about how the culture is different from hers and how she's going to fit in, and the rules and regulations of her fitting in. And I absolutely loved it. I gave this 4.5 stars. Yes, 4.5 stars. Then, because I read it and loved it, I went ahead and purchased, which I shouldn't have, but I did, the other 2 books in the trilogy, which is the Sheikh's Secret Child and the Sheikh's Secret Child and the Sheikh's Pregnant Love. So those are the 2 brothers from the first story. So I read the arc, loved the arc, and then purchased the other 2 books in the trilogy. The 2 brothers, one of them had an affair with a princess from another country, and he was unaware that she was pregnant, and that she was writing him, telling him he has to take care of this because her family will disown her if it's a traditional country. If he doesn't marry her, and he, unbeknownst to him, his uncle was stopping the letters from getting there. This is not a spoiler, it's kind of on the back. He wasn't aware of this child existence, and now that he does, he goes to go get his child. But those that are rebelling against his brother from the first book, marrying a Western woman, they are protesting this westernization and the loss of tradition and culture, and seeing her as an American coming in means that they're going to lose a lot. So there are people that were rebelling against it. They're using that, and they decide to use that, and it progresses from the second story to the third story, where the third brother meets someone who is running away from her life, and she ends up having a brief weekend affair with him, but someone thinks that they're together and that they're lovers and that she's pregnant with his child, and they target her for kidnapping. And now the brother has to come out, all his secrets have to come out, and all these things are happening in their country. And I thought it was fantastic. It was very well done. I gave all 3 books 4.5 stars. I love the fact that she talked about the fact that they were Western women marrying into this strong Muslim Arab country, and how that was going to play out. I loved the talk about embracing the culture. I loved the talk about the differences in culture. What I really wish we had kind of touched more on was the fact that she was white marrying Arab. No one really cared about that. No one really talked about that, and how that has its own implications. But I loved, the reason I absolutely had to read these books, the enthusiastic consent that was asked for and well received. The fact that all 3 men made it very clear in every situation with the women that they had the opportunity to say no, despite how far they were involved in doing things. And they never moved forward without getting that enthusiastic consent. And I loved it. So 4.5 for all 3 books. I took off half a point because racism was never discussed. They did discuss the marriage of cultures and the interracial aspect of it, but it was never really touched on deeply. The books were short, so you can't really go deep. And that was what I finished this week. What I'm currently reading is Can't Escape Love, also by Alyssa Cole. This is 2.6. This is Regina's story, and Regina is the sister to Paige. Is it Paige? I'm terrible at names, sorry. From the second book, A Duke by Default, which I absolutely loved. But I can't remember anybody's names. I'm terrible at names. But yeah, so Can't Escape Love is on my Friday reads. I'm going to read this weekend. It's a really quick, fast read. Another read that turned out to be an arc from 2014. I was searching on NetGalley when I was doing my Jennifer in July list, and this popped up. I never got to download it because you can see if you downloaded the book or not. So apparently I got approved, and then they archived the book the same day, so I never got to download it. So I had purchased the book because, you know, obviously I really wanted to read it. And I'm going to finish reading this. I'm almost done reading this one. Ian's Ultimate Gamble. This is a Westmoreland series by Brenda Jackson. I need to finish. I didn't read any in July, which was a surprise. But I need to finish these. So I have 3 that are slated for this month and 2 more that I need to pick up. So I want to finish this weekend. Last 2 weekends I've been putting this one on the list. I'm actually going to archive this one. I just don't feel the urge to pick it up the way I want to, but I'd already started this one. I bought this 2 years ago and I started reading it and put it down because I was not warned. There were no trigger warnings on this, and I went into the book and it just happened within the first chapter, and I couldn't handle it. Triggered like nobody's business, so I put it down. But now that I know what's in there, I'm going to go into it. Definitely want to read this on Sunday, so there's that. And then I'm going to read Jambalaya. I'm going to read 2 chapters. Oh, I thought my hair was standing up. It's the shelf above me. Going to read 2 chapters in this Jambalaya. This book is old. This book came out when I was 4. And yet it's still very relevant. So I didn't read my chapter for this week, so I've got to read my chapter for this week and 1 more chapter, because we're slated. I want to be halfway through this by end of September. So the chapters are bigger as you go along. So, you know, 1 chapter a week is good. So that is my list of books to read this weekend. It is a lot, but I'm already into these, so I'm going to finish these. I've already started this. I'm halfway through this. I put it down because I wasn't liking Ian's reaction to the female character having to do her job. He seemed to think she had to break confidence. She's a police officer, and he seemed to think that she had to break confidentiality to tell him stuff, even though he's not a police officer and it's a need-to-know basis. So I put it down for a second because I was getting annoyed with him. But yes, so I'm really going to work on these, my chapter from this and these 4, and we will check in on Monday and see how we did. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you're reading any of these this weekend or what you're reading for your weekly reads and how your reading week has been. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.